Hi folks, this week Big on Wine goes yet again down under. In store, another Kiwi cracker, a Pinot of perfect proportions. Phew, coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the show which brings you, of course, news, clues and reviews about, yes, everything in the world of wine. And indeed, this week we're going down under, not Australia, but New Zealand. And my wine of the week is this one here. It's Pheasant's Tail Pinot Noir, and the vintage is 2014. And this wine comes in for a price of just over €15 a bottle where I am. Right, let's put the bottle safely down there. Let me give you a few details about this wine here. Okay, now this is made by a winery called Wineworks Marlborough, which, as the name suggests, is in the Marlborough region of New Zealand. So we're talking here about the South Island of New Zealand and the northern tip of the South Island, and Wineworks is based, in fact, just east of the city of Blenheim. We're talking here about a wine which is 100% Pinot Noir, but packs a bit of a punch. It's 14% alcohol, in fact. All right. If you don't know too much about Pinot Noir, let me just fill in a few of the gaps there. Pinot Noir is one of the great red grapes of France, and of course it is the red grape of France's Burgundy, but increasingly nowadays associated with America's Oregon and California, and with Australia, and indeed especially with New Zealand, where it does very, very well in the cooler climate there in the South Island particularly. Okay. Now, Pinot Noir usually is distinguished by the red fruit aromas. So we're talking cherry, raspberry, strawberry. These are the classic aromas and flavours associated with the Pinot Noir. And the colour is traditionally a light red or a garnet red. And I think this wine does fall into that category in the glass. It is a very substantial garnet red in colour. In fact, New World Pinot Noir tends to be a little bit darker in colour and stronger all round than the French version. Okay, let's try this in the nose and see what we get. Okay. Excellent aromas in this. All right, I'm getting a wonderful selection of ripe red fruit in this wine here. If I have to be a little bit more specific, I would say that cherries, sour cherries are to the fore, but there's also a touch of raspberry in there, I think, and it has a kind of side aroma, which is almost like smoky, herby kind of aroma to it as well. So very pleasant indeed. Sour cherry, touch of raspberry, and a kind of smoky, herby dimension to the nose as well. All right, let's try it in the mouth and see what we get. Here we go. Now, I think I've got the temperature right on this one, so it's really working very well in the mouth indeed. The taste is very much in accordance with what we found in the nose. So we've got a light and elegant taste to this wine, which is, I think, a very, very versatile wine. Now, you could really drink this in combination with a whole variety of food. The wine is characterized, I would say, by a wonderful degree of balance and harmony. So it's well made in all respects. In the mouth, the fruit tends to be a little bit more mature than what the nose promises. The cherries are also still there, of course, but now we're getting a kind of a spicy, oaky, almost mushroomy dimension to this wine as well. Very, very pleasant indeed. And the finish to this wine can only be described as mellow, toasty, and warm as well. Okay, let's bring you the heads up on this wine. This is Pheasant's Tail Pinot Noir, and the vintage is 2014. I would say this is a classic example of a stylish, modern, well-made New Zealand Pinot Noir. It comes in for a price of just over €15 a bottle where I am. Is that cheap? Is that expensive? Or is that right on the button? That's up to you to decide. I would say we're pretty much on the mark with this one. This is a versatile wine that can handle meat dishes and game birds, for example. It would make a great accompaniment to your roast turkey around the Christmas dinner table. Serving temperature, just slightly chilled, so around the 14 or 15 degree mark. I'm going to give this wine 4 stars out of 5. Okay guys, many thanks for checking out this week's video and our little review of a very attractive Pinot Noir from down under there in New Zealand, Pheasant's Tail, and the vintage of course is 2014. Lovely stuff. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us that big thumbs up, which we appreciate so much. How about dropping a comment down below? We're always very pleased to read your comments. Share the video around, follow me on my other social media platforms, and of course if you haven't done so already, you can always subscribe by hitting that big red button up there behind me. I'll be back again next week with another great wine of the week for you, but until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, be good to each other. Take care out there, enjoy your wines, and cheers.